Max here in Jeddah, and joining us in Group 3, we have from left to right, Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, Mick Schumacher, Esteban Ocon, and Pierre Gasly. Very warm welcome to you all. Why don't we go left to right? So Max, we'll start with you. A very unfortunate end to your race in Bahrain on Sunday, no doubt about that, but let's just try and look at some positives from the weekend. Up to the point you retired, how happy were you with your car, with the race?
Well, not entirely happy, but I was still in second, which would have been, of course, a good amount of points. But yeah, of course, unfortunately, we couldn't finish the race. But still, a lot of things, we learned because we more or less completed the whole race, so we had a lot of information from that, and yeah, we'll try to implement that here. Of course, the track is a bit different, but it was a good understanding of the first proper race distance on the car.
Good understanding. And did the car perform in line with your expectations?
No, it didn't. I expected more, but we have our reasons for that, so that's why we'll try to do better here.
Okay, and Max, a quick word on that racing, the overtaking with Charles. Those 3 laps were tremendously exciting to watch. What was it like inside the car? Could you follow him closer than in previous years?
I do think it was a tiny bit better, but I don't think Bahrain is the best example because of tires overheating, and once you're following for like 2 laps, you just start sliding too much, even if you can follow a little bit better. So I think there will be some other tracks where, let's say, the deck of the tire is a bit lower, and then for sure you will be able to follow a bit longer. But it felt like it was a bit better, and that's why I guess we had a fight for like 2-3 laps instead of only 1. So
great, thank you, Max. Best of luck this weekend. Carlos, coming to you now. Great result for you in Bahrain and for Ferrari, of course, with the 1-2. You did say after the race that it had been a difficult weekend for you. Do you understand now why that was?
Yeah, maybe I was a bit too negative after the race because still, we managed to finish in the podium, bring home a 1-2. But yeah, it's not a lie, that I was probably not very happy with the car and just not driving it the way I should have, and probably just not understanding this new generation of cars to 100%. But I'm working on it, and I feel like I also need to bring the car a bit more to my driving style, to my liking. And as soon as I feel a bit more comfortable, the results and the pace will come. But still, without feeling very confident and comfortable in the car, we managed to bring home a P2. It would have been a P3 without Max retirement, but exciting times ahead, and I think some time to find.
Exciting times ahead. Let's look even further ahead into the future, because there's talk of a new deal for you with Ferrari. Just how close are you to sorting something, and how important is it to get it sorted out quickly?
Yeah, we get in there. Obviously, it's an important contract in my career, and I really wanted to make sure that everything was done, and both Ferrari and I were happy with what we are signing, and yeah, we're very close to finalizing it. It still needs the last details, but yeah, it looks good for the future.
Well, good luck this weekend. And with that, Mick, coming to you, so close to scoring your first points last weekend. How do you reflect on the race?
Yeah, I think that it was obviously positive. The car feels a lot better than last year. It's a lot more competitive, obviously, than we had a car in the top 5, which is amazing for the team. So really proud of that, and it just shows the potential of the car. So we have everything to play, and I think we have a good season ahead of us.
Did the clash with the man on your left affect the performance of your car in the race?
I think it wasn't as it was before, that's for sure, but the damage wasn't huge. So obviously we were struggling a bit more than we hoped for after that, but nonetheless, it's racing. These things happen. You come close to each other, and I came away with a nice 360 there, so that was all right.
It was very well saved. Mick, one final one from me. You've said already that the car is clearly good. Just how different is the atmosphere at Haas this year compared to last year?
Yeah, it's amazing to see the difference. Everybody's super motivated. Everybody's super happy to be working and to have a car to look forward to and to see the progression, especially from a very poor last year. So poor performance last year in the car. So I think that there's more to come. We have upgrades planned and stuff. So that's something that I haven't had last year. So definitely, yeah, I'm sure they will keep on growing and keep on improving.
Thank you, Mick. Esteban, coming to you now. Can we just get your thoughts, first of all, on being back here in Jeddah after such bittersweet memories for you in December when you came to within 1/10 of a second of a podium finish?
Yeah, it was very close. So yeah, it's a bit of a bittersweet memory, of course. But nevertheless, it was a great race weekend here last year, where finishing with 12 points, P4, qualified in the top 10. The car was very competitive, and it's a track that I felt comfortable with straight away to get my foot in. So yeah, I can't wait to feel those new cars. The high speed is usually a very strong point for these 2022 cars, and that's most of what you have here. So it's going to be very interesting.
What about the overall performance of your car? Double points, of course, for the team last weekend. Just how encouraged are you by what you've seen so far?
Yeah, it's a good start. It was a very positive start to finish both in the top 10. Of course, we want a little bit more performance, to get closer, to the cars in front. We are always looking for it. We have a way of working that we think is the right one, and it's going in the right direction. As always, both me and Fernando give very close feedback together in the same way. So that's good, and hopefully we can make that into some good developments in the future for the car.
Thank you. Good luck with that. And Pierre, thank you for waiting. Very frustrating end for you on Sunday, of course. But what positives do you take from that weekend in terms of car performance?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It was frustrating to not to see the checkered flag for the first race of the year, and until we had the issue, I think we had a pretty clean race, well executed. The strategy, performance-wise, it was great. Like, we were fighting in the points, and it was good to see. I mean, we expected a pretty tough race because we saw the AS, Alfa Romeo were pretty strong. We knew it would be quite close with Alpine, and yeah, we still managed to end up in that P8 quite comfortably. So it was a shame, but still, I mean, it's positive to see we have the performance to fight for some points. I guess same as everyone, we're still not in a position that we would like with the car, not as comfortable as what we would like and hope for. But yeah, it's our job to improve that and find some directions to find more performance.
All right, good luck with that. Thank you, Pierre. Let's open this to the floor now here in Jeddah. Who has our first question, please?
Scott Mitchell from the race. It's for Max and Pierre. Both your teams did not the highest, but a very high number of laps in testing. I wondered, now that the teams understand the problems, which I understand were different on the two cars, are they the sort of things that you're just like, well, that's just unlucky, there was no way of seeing that? Or do you look at it and think, oh, that's something that should have been spotted during testing? Thank you.
Max, please.
Yeah, well, we didn't encounter it in testing, so we didn't know about it at all, and I don't know how we would have spotted it. But it's you can say in a way unlucky, but it shouldn't happen. It's as simple as that, because to retire, basically 3 cars, yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, there is no way around that. Yeah, we have to do better if we want to fight for the title. You cannot have too many races like we had in Bahrain.
Thanks. Pierre, please.
Yeah, similar comment. I think we had the cleanest testing of all the years I've done with that team. So we came into the first race quite confident in terms of reliability. But yeah, I must say, yeah, motorsport keeps you very humble all the time, because these things happen, and it's obviously painful. On our side, there was no sign of that this was going to happen. But obviously, it should not happen. We lost quite a lot of points, and it was clearly not the ideal start of the season. So, it was a different problem with Max and Checo. But clearly, things that we need to sort out and can't have in the future.
Pierre, just remind us, how much warning did you get?
We had no warning at all. It was just all on-off out of turn one, and the whole car switched off, and that was it pretty much.
Thank you. Next one.
Beatrice Zamuner, F1 Analisi Tecnica. Just a quick reaction from all 5 drivers on Stefano Domenicali's decision to cut down on the drama on Drive to Survive for the sake of a more accurate product. Thank you.
Why don't we go right to left this time? Pierre, we'll start with you.
I must say I haven't seen the whole series, so I haven't seen like pretty much the first 2 episodes, and you can clearly see that some scenes are kind of made up for the show, and it's difficult to speak for other drivers. I'm not in their position. I don't know how they get on with other guys. I think on our side with Yuki, which is what I can compare, was kind of normal, but obviously as a driver you don't want to be portrayed differently than the person you are in reality. I think that's the main thing that we ask for. We're happy to play our part in the show, but as long as it kind of reflects who we are. Personally, on my side, I never had any issues. So I never felt like they were kind of changing or adding more drama than we had. I think I had enough drama over the last 3 years. Didn't need more. But I understand Stefano. I think it makes sense for us as well. So
Thanks. Esteban, please.
Yeah, I think I rejoin Pierre on the comments. I think, of course, it's good to have opening, from the outside world of Formula One. I think it has been a big benefit to have Netflix on board, to just show, how it works from the inside as well. But yeah, it's important, I think, to stick to how we are in reality. The more we are going forward. But yeah, for me, it has been positive.
Thank you. Mick?
I think that obviously the first part of Drive to Survive, and instead like the first seasons are quite interesting and I think quite dramatic, and I think that brings a lot of people to the sport. But I guess as the show progresses, I think it's important to become like more accurate with some of the things, and maybe don't mix up some of the comments or like radio messages, and stay truth to how it actually was on track. I think that would make more sense, and maybe chronological order could also make more sense. But again, I'm not the producer or like producer of the show, so it's just an opinion.
Thanks. Carlos?
I agree with all of them.
Nothing more to add?
No, all 3 have said interesting things, which I actually agree with all of them.
All right. And Max?
I'm sure we'll talk about it with Stefano, but at the moment I'm not really interested to take part in it. It's also just taking more time when we're already doing so many things. I don't really... I saw the benefit initially, of course, to get more popularity, but for me, now I think you reach a stage where, it's a bit more like keeping up with the Formula One world, if you know my reference too, And I think it shouldn't be like that. It's better just to make a season review by F1 itself. I think that's it's way nicer to look at. Yeah, but that's my opinion. Nobody needs to share the opinion. I just don't like to be a part of it.